you guys. Here for another channeled message for you. There's a lot of energy swirling around in my body. So when I was asking Spirit where we were going to start, Spirit guide messages, ancestor messages, it was like tarot all the way. So something definitely wants to come out for you in terms of what the current energy is. I pre-shuffled everything, cleansed everything, called in guides, answers, spirit guides. What's on the top of the deck is the Ace of Swords. So this will be interesting to see where this goes. Feels like power and truth. That's what I'm feeling. There's this sense of like, almost, when I said something stirring, it's like there may be something that's stirring inside of you that feels like, oh shit, it feels like your power. Okay. So interesting how this is kind of stepping forward right off the back. You have the Death card in reverse, and then you have the Knight of Swords. There's something that of a, yeah, and then you've got the Ace of Wands underneath. There's something that is literally a part of your power that's like right there on the tip of your tongue, that's right there on the tip of your spirit, that really wants to be birthed at this time. With the Death card, I'll get another clarifier, but with the Death card showing up here in reverse, it feels like there's maybe a slight delay or hold up. We're about to find out. Yeah, there's some sort of communication that you're needing to walk away from. So this would be the delay. Yeah, and then you've got the Ten of Swords in reverse. Collective, you might be carrying something that Spirit is highlighting that you not only do you not need to be carrying because it's not yours to carry, it's kind of creating this delay. With the Death card in reverse too, it can kind of also signify like anarchy or kind of going against a system. So this might feel like having to stand up for yourself in a way, or having to walk away, which is a form of standing up for yourself, setting a boundary, or just saying I'm no longer going to carry the burden of whatever the situation is. That may feel like anarchy in your world. It may feel like bucking the system of what you would naturally or normally, not normally or maybe naturally, do. With the Eight of Cups here and the oh yeah, eights and eights. With the Eight of Cups here and the Eight of Wands, um, it even feels like communication may be coming your way here, the way that this is playing out. But in general, whatever the situation is, it's like Spirit is saying there's something of a higher ground. There's something better, essentially. There's something better here for you. It's okay for you to walk away and close out this cycle with a person, this cycle with some family members. If this is just you and only you, then it would be a cycle of interaction that you've had with yourself, or a way you've approached yourself. And Spirit saying there's something better and of a higher vibration and a higher spiritual and more of an aligned nature for your life. Many of you, it could have something to do with love and partnerships, because we're talking about the cups. But whatever this is that you're walking away from, it's very, oh yeah, and then look, see who's here. So for many of you, it is something to do with relationship, okay? Or if it's not the specific person you're being prompted to walk away from, it will absolutely be a dynamic within your relationship with this individual that you cannot continue to carry the burden of, okay? Yeah, because whatever this is, Three of Pentacles in reverse, it ain't working. It's not coming together. People are not cooperating. In fact, people may have really kind of messed up agendas. Three of Cups, there's just something that's an overindulgence. It could be a third party for some of you. Yeah, collective, look at all this. We could keep going. This is just, it's fighting, it's disagreement, it's arguing, it's gossiping, it's old habits this is old cycle stuff. Yeah, I mean, we could just keep going. Page of Pentacles, it could, in reverse, it could be affecting your money. Really, it's delaying a whole lot. I mean, we could just speak on this right here with the Death card in reverse. So yeah, that's that message. What else, Spirit? What else do you want to talk to Collective about? Yeah, walking away from something. You may even have an emotional attachment. And it sounds strange to think we might be able to have emotional attachments to things that don't serve us. Like even if it's just you that this message is for, and you have built an emotional attachment to a way of being with yourself or in a dynamic with yourself, Spirit is saying, oh, okay. Spirit is saying, yeah, it is time to leave that. Okay, they're having me talk about this Eight of Cups. They're like, keep coming back to this Eight of Cups. Why this is so hard to do, and what I want to tell you to help you with this. Because you have Four of Cups here. They're definitely trying to offer you something better and more aligned for your path. But I feel like it's the way that you're focusing upon this thing that is holding you back. The minute you walk away, that's when shit starts to really move. Okay, there's something you need to allow yourself to release, transform, move on from. But with this Eight of Cups, they're saying it has to be you. No one's going to come and force you to do this. No one can make you do this. No one can do it for you. Once you do it, this, whatever this is, this Eight of Wands, that communication you've been wanting, it starts to happen. That money that you've been asking for, it starts to flow in. Those ideas that you've been asking about, clarity, it starts to happen. But you have to do the Eight of Cups action first. And they're saying it's hard to walk away because these cups represent an emotional connection that you built. So they're bringing up trust. Um, Trust in spirit. This might be a test of where your trust really lies. Like, do you put trust in man? Do you put trust in circumstances? Do you just try to trust your own thoughts and conclusions about things? But this requires trust in spirit, and it's the investment that actually pays off for the increase that will be provided to you from spirit. And they're kind of confirming that here. Okay, so let's keep going. I'll just kind of follow my intuition about whether we're going to get into the ancestor messages or the spirit guide message cards, oracle cards. Yeah. Yeah, let me show you. This right here, what they're trying to offer you that you're maybe not fully seeing clearly here, this is in line with your destiny. We've talked a lot on this channel about the Wheel of Fortune because of how often it's popped up over the last few weeks. And they don't want to stop talking to you about it because I think it's that important. This is, ooh, it's giving me chills because this is so much a part of the path, your destined path. And I've said this before, so, sorry for those of you if I sound like a broken record, but they just want to keep bringing it up. It's going to happen. Whether you do this action now and walk away from whatever it is that it's not serving you, this death, the death it's a metaphorical death and rebirth. But I feel like the thing that we forget to see on the level it deserves to be seen on is when you go through a death and transformation on your spiritual path or in life. It's like sometimes it feels like there are casualties, metaphorical casualties, like people that can't come with you, or really aspects of yourself that can't come with you. Which, let's be honest, if you're not dealing with any particular person or situation and this is just about you discontinuing an aspect of yourself, that is hard too, because you have been with that part of yourself, you've invested, and even if not all of the investment has paid off, or if it's served you, or if it's not even been healthy, it's still an aspect of relationship and investment you've had with yourself. So to think about going through the transformation of the death card with that and saying, I need to leave these things behind. There can be emotions that want to come. There are going to be emotions that come through that. But I think for some of you, it's going to be a spectrum, because some of you are in the process of walking away, already have walked away, getting ready to make the decision to walk away. And then some of you are in the latter half of it. It's like you've walked away, but now this is about processing the emotions of it. right? Because I do feel like, and we don't talk about this enough, when you're doing an Eight of Cups action, it's not oftentimes just a cut and run on to the next. Um, but there's a process of emotional processing, being able to be honest with yourself about feeling feelings of sadness, grief, anger, disappointment, um, whatever, resentment, um, and not approaching it from a place of like judgment towards yourself, judgment of oneself, or even like judgment of those around you, because this is about really being in a place where you're able to be receptive to what it is that spirit is trying to give to you, which is in a greater alignment for your life here with the Wheel of Fortune. Yeah, Seven of Pentacles in reverse. Something here to do with like the time. Something is no longer yielding fruit. It's something you know you need to move forward from. Could be a person, like I said. Take it how it resonates. You know your story. What else do you want them to see or know? This is kind of heavy. Like my heart feels heavy right now. Yeah. So you got Eight of Swords in reverse. This is about being set free from this situation, being ready for the new. And they're emphasizing, this isn't an impulsive action of like, okay, I'm just going to run as fast as I possibly can towards anything and everything that is not this, that is not new. So now we're getting into the energy, it seems, of those of you who have who have walked away. It's like this little progressive story going on here. But Six of Pentacles, this absolutely is going to affect your money. There's also something here about the balancing of receiving and letting people give to you and you being able to receive. There's something about your abundance and your ability to receive here with the Six of Pentacles. Because if you notice in the Six of Pentacles, he's both giving and then there are two people there receiving. I highly, highly feel like there's something to do with about you receiving, not just from divine, like manifesting more money, but receiving love. Receiving love. I'm not talking about romantic love here, although that can be a byproduct of doing this full circle, but receiving from divine and trust. Give me more here, Spirit. What else? Wow, hold on. That's a big energy. I feel like my hands got a little shaky or something. There's something about this energy that is very overtaking. It's big. It feels like a big action. It feels like a nervous energy, almost like this. Yeah. Which is so interesting to me because you got the Knight of Cups. A lot of times this card is read as romantic love, but look what pops out. The Hanged Man and the Page of Cups. They're talking about getting more insight here on your Hanged Man energy. So this period where it feels like things are well, let's put it this way, they're not the Eight of Wands. Like they're not moving as fast as you want because they have you here. They have you in this little holding, incubating state so that you can understand your relationship to this energy right here, the Knight of Cups. The Knight of Cups is giving love, but to me, we're also getting a message about receiving love and them wanting you to understand the greater message around this and how to do that. This Page of Cups is a messenger of some sort. So you may be working with somebody who is assisting you while you're in this Hanged Man energy, somebody who is helping you to illuminate your crown and basically see the bigger picture of your relationship with relationships, your relationship with love, and what it really means to give in a dynamic. Because the first energies that popped up were like, don't give Don't overgive. Don't overextend yourself. Let things come to an end where there's no longer this alignment. You also have the King of Swords coming up here on the scene. So this is about your inner power and authority when it comes to love, when it comes to relationships, but more so what you're doing, like what you're giving in these dynamics. Ooh, what you're giving. Like I'm telling you, the energy is not it's it's like making me shake a little bit. Okay. Thank you, Spirit. Dang. Knight of Cups. They're like, nope, stay on it, girl. It literally popped back out in the shuffle just now. Um, they want you to see something about what you're doing in this cup giving dynamic. Okay, let me ask that specifically. What do you want them to see about this Knight of Swords energy for them, Spirit? What do you want them to see? Oh, wow. Okay. Some of you guys are dealing, what is with fire signs? Some of you guys are dealing with a fire sign individual. Would have a masculine energy. You don't have to focus too much on the sign, or if they're not a fire sign, they would be somebody who normally in the upright, they might show up with like leadership qualities. They may be, you know, an entrepreneur. They may be very attractive and alluring, have a lot of, but they're showing up right now in the reverse. Okay, so this is someone who should be showing up as like very stubborn and stuck in their ways and high principle. They may like think things should be a certain way or believe this is the right way to do something, or they might have like, you know, their principles and values, but to a fault, right? Like this is what's okay and not okay. What Spirit is talking about in this dynamic, because I asked specifically about how you're giving love, there's something to you that's still very unclear with you and this individual with the Seven of Cups. I feel like you might be still searching, or nope, it's not your mind. It's not your mind, they're saying. It's in the emotional space. That's what's being driven. That's what's driving this whole thing. It's not a mental figuring out at this point, the way the energy is showing up. It's an emotional figuring out. That's why the Temperance is also here in reverse. Emotionally trying to decipher what's real and what's not real with this individual is what is making you show up as Temperance in reverse. It's throwing your masculine and feminine energy balance off. Okay. There's probably an ending here. Ugh. It's like nine of swords. Okay. Conflict, a lot of sword energy. I can just show you a lot of sword energy, stress. You also have the devil here. There's something speaking about it's like all patterns need to die hard. Old patterns need to come to an end. There's a lot of, now there is thought rumination showing up, but I still get the sense that even though you may be reviewing things in your thoughts, Spirit's like indicating and wants you to hear that you may be thinking it's something to solve in the thought realm of like, let me figure this out, but it's actually showing up in the emotional realm, which is why I think the Death card is here in reverse, because this would be reminiscent of a very big pattern or something they want you to bring into full transformation. The Judgment also popped out in that last shuffle. This is about your true spiritual calling, what you're meant to do in this life, your ability to connect with spirit. Um, and I just keep hearing it's Judgment Day. So it's you're being called forth right now. That's it. It's like you're being called to see this, to take the action, to bring it fully forward right now. With this with this Five of Swords and this Knight of Swords, I feel like some of you, there's a message about rushing into conflict, or some of you, I don't know if you're going back and forth on this, if this person has come towards you, but there's something of a conflictual nature. And there's like a caution not to rush into this energy of like winning or being right. With this Eight of Cups, you guys, whatever the full details of are this situation, I feel like it's being made very clear, like abundantly clear, um, that this is not something you are tied to, bound to, stuck in. Again, if it's a person, take that, apply it how it resonates. If this is a dynamic with yourself, then the message for you would be to not fight yourself. Whoa, do not fight yourself on this. Because there will be no winner. It's like a lose-lose situation if this is just you individually. Okay, let's get one more tarot message, and I want to bounce over to spirit guide stuff. I don't know why my heart feels like it's beating super fast. I mean, it definitely could be the coffee, but likely it's not. Yeah, this is not a wishes fulfilled situation here. It's also going to be affecting your mental health, your stability. It's going to make you like a pessimist. Hold on, let me go back to this. They're bringing me back to this here. It's going to make you someone who isn't optimistic about your prospects, whether that's in love, whether that's in what it is you truly want in this life. There's so much that's at stake here with this situation. I also feel like with the stars showing up in here in reverse, it's becoming so much to juggle here. Pentacles stuff, you got Two of Pentacles, yeah. With the star showing up in reverse, it's like, this is like my not well, I am not well card. But it's also, I don't have hope that I will be well. I don't know. It's the opposite of what it would be in the upright, which is feeling healed and inspired, and also receiving help, letting that energy come into you. Okay. Transformation, you guys. Self-healing. All right, let's put these to the side for now. We're going to go into the Healing Spirits Oracle. It's like a sadness too. Do we want to take that? All right, we'll go ahead and take that. So it's ask your spirit guide. It says, when your head becomes too full of information and no answers come to mind, it's time to be still and tune into your guide. Find a moment when you can relax your body and quiet your mind. Then you will hear answers from your spirit guide. Even when your head is overfull with thoughts, your guide will still speak, this time to your heart. So I want to just pause on it right there before I forget what's coming through. So, you know how earlier I was saying, like, if you're trying to go through the mind space and figure things out, but this is a heart action. This is a emotional unresolved. It's not a mental unresolved. So that will help you for those of you who are spinning your wheels and ruminating and reviewing the same facts and not feeling any better. Is because it's something in the emotional space. This is about a deeper sense of healing. Your ability to walk away and release, it's like it discontinues a cycle you've dealt with more than once in your life. If you look across your life experiences with relationships, you'll probably see sort of like remnants of the same type of cycle stuff. It says, when your head is overfull with thoughts, your guide will speak, this time to your heart. So that's where that's coming from. It will receive a feeling. You will receive a feeling. that will let you know your guide has answered your call. You can ask your guide anything. So if there's something you're going to be asking your guides to assist you with, or your ancestors, or if you call upon the archangels as a part of your work, ask them to come in and do a work of the heart, to really um, help you show up in an act of self love for you, and having a certain level of faith and trust that even if you're like, well, I don't hear anything back, or did they get what I asked or whatever. Yeah, let it wash over you. It's like this emotional confirmation. Like, let that come through. See, sometimes it's not about the words. You know what I mean? Like, its energy isn't limited to words or to space or to time. So let's pull one more. It's like an emotional release. Wow, that just gave me chills. You came to serve. Look at the illustrations on that. Giving one to another. How you have done love in the past, going back to that Knight of Cups energy that they kept bringing back, this has to do with you as somebody who serves, and I feel like needing to get the higher ascension calling and to bring that skill around full circle. That's what's waiting for you. The Judgment was here earlier. That's what's waiting for you in this. It's a part of the whole thing, the bigger picture. It says, in your life, you have come through dark times and you have experienced enough to be able to choose whether to offer your gifts to others. Word, right? Right? Like how you give. This is about giving from a place of alignment, not just here's my cup, here's my cup, here's my cup. Because that, depending on what the circumstances are and how you're truly being led, it could be out of alignment, especially if you don't let go of it. Or sometimes it's like a seasonal thing. Spirit's like, bring this cup to this individual in this very specific way for this very specific time. Here's what you're going to get. Here's what they're going to get. Or, if it's not a blueprint, they're just telling you to go. And then they're like, okay, the time is up. It says, in your heart, you know that everything you have overcome has been a part of your journey that has brought you to this very moment. Word. Your spirit guide has washed over you and is telling you that you are now ready to use your gifts and share them with the world. Double word. For everything you have come through has taught you grace and wisdom that you must share. Remember, the one who serves others is served by the highest spirit of all. That makes me super emotional to hear. Let me read that again. The one who serves others is served by the highest spirit of all. You are under the protection and guidance of the Most High. And you have your entire spiritual team with you. Okay? With that kind of graduated energy, with that kind of wisdom, it says grace here. It's talking about all the things that you've overcome. You didn't just walk out into this yesterday. This isn't just something you stumbled across the energy of today. This has been something that you've been on a journey and on a path, and it has brought you to this very moment. This is a very initiation type of feeling, which means it's not necessarily going to feel super easy. Why do I feel like, no, okay, we're going to go to the ancestors. I almost want to stay in that energy because it felt so good. They're like, see, that's it. That's an example of that right there. It's like sometimes things do feel good, and it's like there are aspects of it that are hard to let go of. There's an attachment. That's the word. There's an attachment. But like following the direction of spirit of your team, they can see way more. They know, they have that wisdom. They're ascended. So to trust in that, the gifts, the blessings that come in on the other side of that, you're only going up in what your experience becomes. Thank you, Spirit. Word. Look, y'all. Etheric cord. I just love when I get those little confirmations. Etheric cords. It's time to cut it. Y'all ready for this? And honestly, that's the feeling. When I said, "Are y'all ready for this?" Initially, I was talking about this card, but they're like, "Yeah, that's the feeling. Are you ready for this in your life, to do this work, to cross this threshold, to step into the new, to own who you are, your calling?" That other card was talking about you came here to serve, and you using that discernment to know how and when to give, and when you gave, and that was it, and then that was the action. You completed it, and when to be done with it. Okay, it says, if it isn't wholehearted love, release it. Period. Remember your worth. There's something that you are giving to, then that Knight of Cups, whether it was a situation, a person, a job, aspects of yourself that are not reciprocating that love in the way that matches your worth. Okay? That matches your worth. The energy cords binding you and someone you no longer wish to be attached to are strong. You must be willing to let go, is what it says here. Like I said, that attachment is no joke. Close your eyes. See divine swords of God/goddess, loving light separating you. See it and dissolving the cords between you. You are both whole and healed. Just as you shower or cleanse physical grime, there is also grime in the form of energy cords, also called karmic ribbons, emotional cords, or etheric cords. It says spiritual maintenance is required, okay? Heavy on that, because I want to talk about the maintenance, because like once you do the initial cutting, well, let's call it the root. Like once you hit, okay, there's three things. They said that, okay, there's the cord cutting, there's the root removal, and then there's the spiritual maintenance that is required. That makes sense, right? Root removal for me is doing the deeper shadow work or the soul retrieval of whatever would have caused a pattern of unworthiness, or for you to be attached in the energy of, well, I'm attached to something that isn't serving my worth. That's the root removal. And I feel like that's super essential. And the cord cutting is definitely doing the work right in the present of whatever the situation is, to definitely cut the cord between, like an intention to separate yourself from that energy. I'm no longer giving, I'm no longer receiving from that energy. Cord cutting. And then the maintenance is the shadow work. It's like making sure, because I think human nature, our thoughts want to go back, our thoughts want to review, our thoughts want to know, and that's like dipping into the energy, and sometimes it can feel like a recontamination of the cord cutting we did. So it's super important to stay up on your spiritual hygiene, words of affirmation, linking up with someone who is supporting you with moving forward, processing your emotions. That's the big one. Processing your emotions. I was just having this conversation with somebody today. If you don't process the emotions, that can, I feel like, show up later and kind of bite you in the butt later, or it's almost like not getting the full integration of the lesson, because it's like stuffing it down, running away from it, hiding, judging. It will stagnate you at some level, right? Not doing the emotional work becomes an energy hosted in your body. It will manifest in like maybe a resentment, or it'll just keep the cord going, basically. But it'll be this like illusion of I'm free, when then you don't really feel free. And it's like, so then if I'm free from trifling energy or whatever it is, then why do I feel back stuck again? Kind of a vibe. Okay, one more ancestor card, or one more message from the ancestors. Okay. Why did I know two was going to pop out? Why did I know? Because as soon as I said one, I was like, watch it be two. Okay. Where are we going first? We're going to go with shame, Long Bubby Susie. Shame. It says, you are beautiful and loved. Every part of you and your journey is beautiful, even the ugliest moments. You have a heart, a soul, and breath. That makes you beautiful. It's talking about your inherent worthiness. It's talking about even, this is about not shaming yourself for whatever the situation was or situations that have mimicked this that you have found yourself in the past. This is about not letting that become this like hidden dirty part of you or shameful part of you that then also goes unprocessed and keeps you in the shadow of your true light, your true power, your true beauty. Because obviously all of this is happening for a reason. That judgment card that popped out when it says judgment day, it's not judgment day just to be like, okay, like let's see where you're at just because. It's let's see if you're ready to cross this threshold past this test, because there's an incredible initiation of who you were really meant to be, the work you're really meant to do, the power and impact that you're having on the collective and in your own life has to start with your own life. There with the judgment card, it says you're secretly scared that you're not enough. Shame is lying to you. You are not broken. You are not unlovable, ugly, or unworthy. Shame keeps you small and hiding. Accept yourself right now. You are a bright light. Allow yourself to see who you really are. You are doing the very best that you can. You are lovable and you are complete. Okay, so I don't know. This is giving a message of some of you in the collective who have thought of yourself in a very unloving kind of way. And it, but there's a call out here of that how much of a lie that really is that you have been telling yourself. Shame, something about the power of shame. What are they talking about? The shame, if like maybe shame ran through your ancestral line or your family, that like people in your family used shame, or shame was rampant or abundant in the family. Remembering that like when it comes to like generational stuff, I don't always think it's super obvious. Like people didn't always verbalize like, oh yeah, we use shame to keep people small in this family, but it may have been something that played out if you look. And maybe this will prompt you to look if you're wondering about it. um, but it was like if there are things in the family that were deemed shameful and people gave into that, or they gave power to that, allowed it to have an effect in their life. This could be something that has been passed down, something that may be unconsciously happening within, where you end up not really accepting yourself. You end up kind of like, I just keep hearing that it's subconscious. It's not something on the surface where like you may portray yourself as a very confident person. You may feel confident for the most part. This feels like something that would be more like deeper hidden, like like that it kind of like pops up, especially in those moments when you're being asked to do something drastically different as an act of self-love and self-worth, like walking away from a situation that you have a connection to but doesn't really serve you. Like that's a super, almost like it would take an act of courage. It's an act of courage. So for those of you who have already done that action, because I feel like many of you who are listening to this have already done like the severing, this is about you coming into emotional and and energetic balance with yourself. It's like we're on the second half of this storyline, because they're like, how are you going to now work it out with you now that that's been severed? Okay, so let's go into the next card. It was Shine. I'm sure you're not surprised by that. Okay. It says, you were born to shine. Be seen, be heard, be a movement. We need to know your name. We want to learn your dance. I love this card. Spirit is highlighting for you the healing of the shame, checking and going in to do the work, the shadow work, the reclaiming of your power, that may have been stolen or dimmed by the shame so that you can truly show up in the shine energy. Your ancestors are acknowledging this is also a part of your lineage, by the way. It says, daring to rise and shine starts with the courage to be seen and heard. That's the thing of it. I just spoke of courage, right? Courage. Okay, they're bringing me back to the Knight of Swords and the Five of Swords. For some of you, the courage of being seen and heard in your truth is something that may cause conflict with those people around you. I don't know if it's the specific person that you cut off. I'm feeling like not, but it could be. It could cause conflict because of the of what you have to vocalize here. But this is all connected to you in the judgment card. It's connected to your higher calling and your higher purpose. It says your story matters and someone needs to hear it. Yeah, I feel like I've kind of touched on this in like way back months ago. This is feeling like deja vu a little bit, this message. But back then it was like, okay, this is just a message coming on the scene. Now it feels like it's like real, like it's in real time. Like this isn't about what's to come. This is right now. They're saying you need to have courage. You need to speak your truth. You need to be able to tell your story. It's very specific to you. Your action of being able to do this. It says someone needs to hear your story. This is about you as a healer, as a leader, um, as a light worker. Fear of shining brightly keeps you in the shadows, hiding and shrinking. It says there is no way to claim your voice and avoid rejection, criticism, and judgment. So, yeah, but you are not for everyone. I feel like that's a part of this too. And this like walking away, it's a bittersweet thing altogether because there's this self love act where you're definitely getting to raise your vibration through these acts of self love. It might feel like there's certain casualties where not everybody can take that journey with you. It might even incite reject what feels like or what seems like rejection, what seems like criticism or judgment from other people. And it might just legitimately be judgment and criticism. Like, not everyone is going to be thrilled about it. It says, if everyone likes you, then you are not really being you. I feel like for me, for many years, that was such a tough pill for me to swallow. Like for many, many, many years, it was like I just wanted to be accepted and liked, and for people to only say kind things to me, like validating things that would lift me up. But I think that came mainly from me not knowing how to fully just own that I was enough. You know what I mean? For myself. It's like getting to this place of like, oh, people probably are talking about me, like that. It's not even like, are they? It's probably like, oh, I know my ear is ringing, so and so in my family, or so and so in someone I used to know, or like, are talking about me. Well, it's none of my business. And it comes from this place of, I know where my help truly comes from. That makes me emotional hearing myself say that. I know where, at the end of the day, I really know who has my back, and they're not on this physical plane, they're in spirit. So, is that the reading, spirit? Why does it feel like something is incomplete? Nope. Okay. We are going one last message here. Sorry, guys. I just was feeling something. The Healing Spirits Oracle, because I kept looking over the tarot. One last message for you. Right here. Okay. Speak your truth with passion. Like, I can feel my body shaking. It feels like almost like a nervous energy, but it's not my energy. I don't feel nervous. It's something I'm channeling through y'all. Feels shaky and it feels nervous. Okay. It says, you have learned many lessons thus far on your journey, and it's an interesting moment when you sense that you know something more than you thought you did. Cra- Crazy. That is so spot on because this is like, I think it's even surprising you in a way of like how much you really can see out of a situation. See with the other people involved, but also see in yourself like, dang, really? This was the plan God had for me? This is the level that I'm really working at? It says, when that sense of awakening springs from deep inside of you, it is time to share it with others. Okay? Like, that's what I'm talking about. When you're getting to that point where you're like, wow, it's like you're just seeing so much for what it is. Um, And it says you sense that you know something more than you thought. Come on. If you're being honest with yourself, it's like you have so much more knowledge and wisdom because you have gone through the lessons. And don't discount the lifetimes you've lived prior and what you're kind of like showing up with these lessons already. Guardian spirits are telling you to believe in yourself and speak out, trusting that you are connected to the higher powers of the universe. Okay, that's a really great confirmation for everything that's been said here today. There's only one truth, and when you are truly connected to source, that is what you will speak. We gotta break that one down. There is only one truth, higher source truth, God. It says when you're really connected to that. So it's like you cannot fail with whatever this is, whether it's you're walking away slash speaking out slash higher calling, all of the above. Where does your help come from, collective? That's the thing you need to be asking yourself. Who are you putting your faith in? It says, remember, when you share your experiences with others, you will learn more about your true purpose too. I'm going to be honest, I feel the spirit realm is like almost demanding it at this point. I feel like they are like, look, you didn't come this far to just stay quiet. You didn't come this far to stay small. You didn't come this far to not be seen. If this is your reading, you are definitely meant to be seen. Ask your guides. You came to serve. Speak your truth with passion. For some of you, it literally is speaking to people, to multiple people. It is time to move forward. You ready? Don't fear change. It says embrace it and grow. For those of you who this message is not necessarily to do, I feel like it's both. Let me be honest. For some of you, there's an aspect of yourself you're being asked to walk away from, and there's an aspect there, and then there is a person or a group or a job, like something out here that you're being, it's like working in conjunction, right? Because who you've been, there's an aspect of that spirit said it's graduation time. It's time to leave that in the past. We're not being like that with ourselves anymore, and it's time to move forward. Don't fear that. Well, let me say that. Let me say it like this. Don't let fear stop you. Don't let fear stop you. They're backing you. They're here with you. It's on your, that was Wheel of Fortune. Yeah, it's on your destined path. Will you delay it and stay here for a little while longer? Or are you gonna go with the alignment and start letting this thing bless you to here from here to Timbuktu and start that now? Okay, I love you guys. Like, thank you for letting me be a part of this energy with you. Um, and I will see you guys in the next one. Sorry, I got distracted. Something popped up on my screen. Okay, see you next time. Bye.